Namaste everyone, good morning. Welcome to our series of the morning talk show, which is the Sutra Talks, which we are doing. And we are trying to here understand how to live these sutras in the real life. And for that, we have our guide and mentor, Dr. Rajesh Savira. I would like to welcome in. Good morning, Rajesh sir. 1 second,
Yeah, good morning, Dhruv.
I'll zoom in with for you. Just yeah. Thank you, Rajesh, sir, for joining in, and hope so the screen is pretty visible for you. So we'll be doing the sutra today, which is the Diamond Sutra, episode 12. But here we are trying to first I'll share the flow. First, we'll go for the practice. Then maybe you can share a fun fact with us, and then after that we'll be going for the reading of the sutra, and then discussion and some Q&A if there are.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rajesh, so I'll put the screen on you. Maybe if you have a fun fact for us, so you can share that.
Yeah, so it is said that the Diamond Sutra is like a matchbox, wherein if you have any one verse of the matchbox, like a matchstick taken up, and you try to light it, you can get enlightened. So it is not sure which one of these. So you can take up any verse of Diamond Sutra, and who knows which verse can just bring you that enlightenment. Because Huning, the sixth Zen patriarch of Buddhism, when he was just pounding rice, he was just a uneducated, not a scholarly type, but when he was pounding rice and he overheard the Diamond Sutra, and by only overhearing the Diamond Sutra, while he was working, he was able to get enlightened, and that's the power of the Diamond Sutra. So you cannot tell when, but only by association with Diamond Sutra your life starts changing.
Amazing. And even Rajesh, sir, our topic of the day is training, which is the heart of an organization. So can you just share some light on that and even some insight that why is it called the heart of an organization?
Because see, what is a heart? Heart is something that beats, right?
Mm.
And supplies blood and nutrition to the whole body. The body is nothing but an organized colony of cells that work together in sync through a systems. There are different systems that work together. So the whole body is supported by the pumping of the heart. And if you look at any organization whatsoever it is, if it has to survive, at the core of that organization, there should be a central philosophy of training. Because somebody who started this organization started with a particular concept, an idea, a belief, and that
Hmm.
vision that he reiterated again and again to its employees has to be continued forever and ever. So any organization that keeps training at its center, any leadership that keeps training at its center, that's the organization that grows and develops. Because training empowers that what you have is also what the others have. What you know is what the others know. What you can accomplish is what the others can accomplish. Because training is where growth and development happen.
Amazing. And there is now one awesome book which I just saw the title, but have not read it. But they have published this book called The Coaching Habit, what you are talking about. And this book, in brief, they are sharing that in the upcoming era or the times, everybody needs to have this habit of coaching or training. Even the management, even the everybody needs to have that, so that like what you are talking about. And but it's a habit, right? You cannot just start training, is it so?
You can train, when you look at small two kids playing,
Hmm.
one kid who has found a method of doing it, he trains the other one. If
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
like, when we were kids,
Hmm.
I did not know how to play marbles, but
Hmm.
somebody who knew how to play marbles, he used to tell me, hold like this, play like this, hit like this. He was training me so that
Hmm.
I become like him. If I did
Hmm.
not know how to play cricket, he used to tell me, hey, you play like this, you are from my team, if you have to do this way. Every time in our life, if you look at it,
Hmm.
there we have been either trained or we have been training people.
Hmm.
Okay, consciously or unconsciously.
Hmm.
And that's where the programming happens. And when the programming happens, that's where your behavior, your nature, your qualities start, becoming programmed within you.
Great. Thank you so much, because it sounded very much complicated, but you made it so simple with an example of how somebody had taught you. Everybody had that guru at their areas, at least if you live in India, that who will teach you how to play marbles. And then I think if that habit itself can marvel us in our life, then that's something good. So
Yeah.
we'll move on to the verses of the day, which is the chapter 12. And the chapter 12 talks about respect the true teaching. And here in this, I'll just first finish the reading, then maybe you can share with us. So the verses goes as, furthermore, Subhuti, by reciting this sutra as much as any four lines of verses in any place, the place would become like a shrine for humans, devas, and asuras to pay offerings to Buddha. How much more so if one could completely memorize and recite the sutra? Subhuti, you should know, such a person has accomplished the rarest achievement. Wherever this sutra is kept, the Buddha and his most revered disciples will be present there. So that was the sutra.
So here it is saying, see, when Buddha has been explaining everything about how you should not be attached to name and form, how what you believe as something great is not great, it is just contextually great. Everything Buddha has been expounding on and trying to explain what Subhuti had the question that how a virtuous man and a virtuous woman who wants to attain the highest state of Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi, how can they focus their mind and control their thoughts? So you should always remember sutra means the continuum. So when you read
Mhm.
this sutra, you should carry all the previous chapters along and then come here and say, furthermore, Subhuti. He's saying that by reciting this sutra as much as any four lines in any place, wherever you bring in these two elements of the sutra, where you bring in the non differentiation and non discrimination along with you, which is evident in every verse of this sutra. Every verse of this sutra carries the same essence of the whole sutra. It's like, you cook rice in a vessel. When the rice is cooked, every grain of rice carries the same consistency, has the same taste of the whole cooked rice, because that's how it is. So a sutra is nothing but exactly like a cooked uh, experience of the Buddha himself, where he's putting it in words. And if you take even four verses of it and you are able to share that, or teach that, then you are able to bring the essence of that sutra to everyone. Okay, can we go to the slide?
Yeah.
So here it's saying that as much as any four lines or verses in any place, whatsoever it is, wherever you are going to read this, you're going to carry this, you're going to, able to share this, the place would become a shrine. A shrine is a place where people come to pay respect. So people will respect you if you carry the attitude of non-discrimination and non-differentiation in yourself, in your virtuous deeds. See, you want to do good things, you want to help people, you want to do virtuous things, but at the end, you should understand that good things also should be done without any kind of discrimination. So non-differentiation and non-discrimination should be the quality of a person who is doing good also. You cannot do only good for some people. Means
Hmm.
there are people who say, okay, I like to take care of animals, I have a cow farm and I take care of all the cows, but outside that same cow farm, there are dogs which are hungry and starving. They hit the dogs and they kick it away and they don't want the dogs to come around. Now, this person is being good and kind, but he's being good and kind to only one species. That's differentiation. That's not the way it works. It has to be, compassionate across all. If you have to be compassionate, you cannot be specific to one. That's why they say Buddha's dharma or Buddha's teaching is like the rain that showers. It does not discriminate at all if it falls on a poisonous tree or a fruit tree or a simple grass or a massive big banyan tree. It does not discriminate, it just falls. It does not question when it comes. So similarly, your compassion should be like that. So wherever that person who is having these qualities is going to be there, that place is going to be a place that people will respect. Like I always give an example of the organization called DXN, where non-discrimination, non-differentiation is at the core of it. And why we like Dr. Lim and his approach in building up DXN is because if you look at it, he has made this DXN like a shrine. Wherever DXN is, people will come to pay respect. They might not be part of it, but they will never disrespect DXN. And that's why, if you look at it, all the humans are vulnerable to the three poisons. They will end into suffering. All the devas who are into all the luxuries, all the prosperity, and they enjoy all the life, the rich and the affluent, all the asuras, the powerful people who have all the might, the strength, they all pay respect to the Buddha. Who is the Buddha? The one who does not differentiate, does not discriminate, is virtuous, has achieved the highest state of Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi because he's able to focus his mind and control his thoughts. So here, this place, wherever you do it, will become a shrine. And that's what here it's saying. Let's go to the next page. I'll tell you how much more. So if one could completely, if four lines could do that, if you can show your nature to a few people, how much so would it be if one could completely memorize and recite the sutra? How much that would be? Wow. If somebody is not only practicing it in a particular place, but inculcates that non-discrimination and non-differentiation as a part of his nature, he recites, completely memorizes, and is able to recite the sutra wherever he goes. Not four lines, it becomes his nature. How much more respect that person will have. You should know such a person has accomplished the rarest achievement. Such a person who can do that, to bring that as a quality within himself, where he's seeing that I just don't take care of the cow in my farm, I take care of the dogs that run around on the streets, I do take care of the birds that fly here and there, I take care of every little ant that passes in my field, I don't kill anything, I let everybody thrive. Wow, that is some kind of an achievement. It's a rarest achievement. So it is said that wherever this sutra is kept, okay, the Buddha and his most revered disciple will be present. That means wherever such a person is, all the people, okay, even the Buddha, the intelligent people, the wise people, the good people, will all be around such a person. Because see, good will attract good.
Hmm.
Okay, the bad will attract bad. And wherever this sutra is, where there is non discrimination, non differentiation, No ways people with discrimination and differentiation will come there. All the people with non-discrimination, non-differentiation will be a part of it. All the people who would like to focus their mind, control their thoughts will be around it. All the people who want prosperity, want power, want clarity will come automatically around this people. So it is a part of a personal development. So reciting the sutra, memorizing it, sharing it with others, making it your own personality in everything you do, carrying those traits within you. Okay, understanding that many things are just name and form, words, right? At the end, action is also just very, very subjective to the, whatever the stimulus is, right? So if somebody realizes this and sees things as it is, acts as necessary, takes responsibilities, performs his duties, okay, I think that's where the burden is going to be laid down. That's where the job is going to be done. That's where you will be able to get yourself a good name. With a good name, I'm sure people will respect every word you say.
Awesome. So that, but these were the verses of the day, and
Yeah, we can open if there are any
yeah,
questions because we're
we'll
already 20 minutes into it.
yes, on time. So we'll keep the, because these this was a short sutra, and as soon as the, I think the next
But
couple,
you
yeah.
see, the always, even though the sutra is short, you should understand the context with which we have named the title of the sutra. It's training. So again, if you look at it, one is actually trying to be a good person. One is trying to be the examples that people can follow. One is trying to make sure that what he knows, he memorizes it for himself, for his betterment, but also recites it, teaches it to others so that people become worthy, or he becomes worthy of people's respect. Okay, that particular place becomes a place where everybody come seeking help. It's all about training, I'm telling you.
Hmm.
If an organization puts at its core these things,
Hmm.
virtuous, good ethics, principles, and these are taught again and again, because you think sometimes what is it necessary to teach honesty, loyalty, integrity? But these are the basic elements that build organizations. So these are the things that you need within your organizations. Because if that is not there, you could have the best army in the world. But if their loyalty is not there, that best army can just shift sides and move to the opposite side, Because, but you could have the most weakest people, but they are loyal. They can be a formidable force to reckon to. So you have to understand that these qualities of, within the organization are to be taught. They have to be displayed by the leader himself. And when a person displays that, that's where everybody will come to pay respect to that person. And that's where organizations are respected. Respected organizations always flourish because people want to relate themselves with them, want to associate it with them. Once you have lost respect, organizations can fall. Even the great organizations, forget organizations, empires have fallen if there has been no respect to the king. Okay, and empires have grown because there has been respect towards the king. So you should understand this, that everything is about gaining respect, and respect happens when you train people. But who is capable of training? We saw last time also.
Hmm.
Only a person who has the basic qualities of virtuosity, okay, who is non-discriminative, non-differentiating in his approach to share everything that he knows to the other. That's the person who is able to be a great teacher.
Amazing. So, I mean, this clearly defines that when you want to train, what are the qualities you should have first, and but why we understand why should we train, then it will how it helps us and how it helps others basically, and but to train also first you have to do it yourself, and then basically like if there are startups and all of these things, because this culture is booming a lot, and then most of the listeners are somewhere entrepreneurs in a way. So how if they want to like now, this is something they know, they get to know that this is what they have to do. But if there is a way they can put it into an activity like an actionable item, how can they start doing this?
Yeah, first start training. Yes, training is the first key. You should lead by explaining what your vision is, reiterating it, telling what you are believing it, why you're doing yourself, why you're doing it. If you're doing it, there should be a reason for your doing, and that reason should also become something that matches with the other person's reason also. Only then his doing will match with your doing. If both people have the same reason, then the actions that follow are also the same. But if both have different reasons, the actions at certain point will look same, but they will differentiate at some point, and that's dangerous. That's dangerous because then the split happens at the later stage.
Hmm.
But at the core, if the reasons are the same, then whatever it is, even if somebody is going from the left side or the right side, the destination that they will reach is the same. So the reasoning, the purpose for an organization should all be aligned with every employee. That is why every organization first should put down its mission and vision statement. Mission and vision statement let the employees of an organization move towards that vision, go towards that destination. So if anybody is setting up a team, anybody who's building up an organization should understand that here it's all about making sure that you are able to set up that vision and mission as a part of reiterating, means again and again teaching to every employee. If that one employee is there, your two employees are there, 10 employees are there, you have one team member, 10 team member, 100 team member, whatsoever it is, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it again and again and again. Many people who do not like it, but see, you look at our country. Every time there is a 15th August or a 26th January, why do we say the national anthem again and again? It's so boring. Again and again. Every year, why don't we come up with a new anthem?
Hmm.
No, sir. That is it. That is why the anthem has been defined, has been, you know, everybody will say the same anthem because everybody will lead themselves to the same belief. So there has to be something. So organizations that hold on to certain fundamental values and principles, and they make that as their bottom line or their top line statement, they are the organizations that flourish. So you can take you see, there's this company called Amul. Okay, they made a character, and this character lived forever. This just simple character, and then everything they just call utterly butterly delicious. Now, it's such a, what's so great about it? But what can a kid say? Utterly butterly delicious, he can only say that because he cannot say butter, he cannot say. So he, the way they framed it was that everybody becomes a child when they eat that cheese, when they eat that butter, and it did work, but they were consistent. Now, DXN, the bottom line Dr. Game was okay, the philosophy that health, wealth, and happiness is the vision of the organization. Okay, the statement that we interact with every time is good morning. So, morning, afternoon, evening, still good morning. Good night, also good morning. Because he's telling you that that's where I'm going to fix my point of view. That's my vision. That every moment is a good morning moment. Okay. Every time I have a chance, I am telling you that it's time to have a coffee. So here it is about connecting the world before the world got connected. So before the DXN even became a one world, one enterprise, he within Alositar was already thinking about good morning, wishing everybody in any part of the world as good morning. He was already thinking about health, wealth, and happiness. And he put these as his fundamental statements so that every time he spoke this again and again and again and again. So again, Buddha is saying that wherever this sutra is being recited again and again and again, okay, if somebody memorizes, why do you memorize it? So that you can speak it again and again and again. You know the national anthem, you memorize it so that when it comes 15 January, you will start speaking it, right? You memorize certain things so that when it's needed, you tell again and again. How many people in when they represent the organization, they can just say, okay, start, and they can start da, 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 about the organization because it should be within your own personality. When it becomes your personality, when every word, every language, every action is something that you represent your organization's mission and vision with, people pay respect to such a person. Definitely they pay. That seems authoritative, that seems convincing, and if you're authoritative and convincing, that's the first quality of a leader. People follow such leaders.
Thank you so much for sharing and making it clear what it is about. And if so, and now this makes it clear that if you want to become a leader, what is the, and even if you're in an organization, how you should look at, like, even if it also tells us, like, many of like the young people who are just entering, the first thing they should for themselves check that if this matches with their own reasons. Because when you were talking about reasons, reason might differ, right, from person to person, because every individual has come with a reason, and that can be situational also, right?
No, their reasons are their reasons. But when
Mm-hmm.
they join the organization, the time they put in that organization should be the same reason. They cannot come and work in an organization, take their salary, take their commissions, and take everything with their reasons. No, no, no. They can come with whatever reasons they have, but when they become a part of the organization, they have to only have the reason of the organization to work. You cannot have two different personal reasons in an organization which has its own reason. No, 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 no. Like what happens in a relationship, a husband wife, they come together, okay, they form a relationship. Now whatever reasons they came together for was their personal, but when they came together, they reasoned out one common reason for which they will live together. People who have that common reasoning, they will till the end of their life remain together. But if people come with individual reasons, as soon as their reasons are not met, they will separate.
Mm-hmm.
Then they don't have, because they together did not come in to a. So when you form a team, if your team members now would come for whatever reasons they came into your team,
Mm-hmm.
somebody needed money, somebody needed opportunity, whatever it. But once they come into the team, their reason should be sacrificed. Now there is only one reason. The reason is the organization, the team. And at that time, you play for the team, you
Mm-hmm.
participate for the team, you do for the team. There's no you anymore. Once you become a part, see, till the time you're a stream, you're a stream. Once you become a part of a river, you're no more a stream. Now,
Mm-hmm.
wherever the river is going to flow, you will have to flow. When you are, see, when a small brick, when the brick was independent, it was independent. But once it becomes a part of the wall, there is no more brick, it is the wall. You understood? When the wall has become a castle, it's a castle, it's no more a wall. So everything changes as you become a part of something else. So when you become a part of an organization, there is no you. You are the organization. Then
Mm-hmm.
represent the organization. Talk about the philosophy. Talk about what products you're talking. Talk about services that you're offering. Everything. There is no you left. There is no you. People still hold on to themselves that I am still there. I
Mm-hmm.
am the one in the organization. Sir, you're not there. You become merged with the organization. People who give themselves to the organization, as the organization grows, they grow. But
Mm-hmm.
people who see them separate as the organization, just the reflection of the organization, they are very, very vulnerable to in their own problems. So when life hits them with a problem, the organization keeps growing, but they don't grow.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand this. So it's a very contextual thing.
Mm-hmm.
That is why training is the important thing. Again and again and again and again, telling the same thing, putting the same subject matter, making sure that everybody becomes a master, because mind only works through repetition. No other way. Mind is not something that is creative. Mind is not creative. Mind is repetitive. It's the intelligence that is creative.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but mind is repetitive. So mind has to be laborious. Mind has to work. It's the intelligence that questions, that creates. But people think mind is creative. They go for that mind creativity. Mind cannot be creative. Mind is repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
Mind is again and again. So people who understand this, that I need to apply my intelligence to make sure that I'm able to do something and then hand it over to the repetitive mind which works as a machine to get things done for me, then it becomes an effortless work. But asking the mind to be creative, it's a difficult thing. It's
Yeah.
very difficult because something has been repetitive, something has been doing like a machine. You're asking that machine now, okay, this machine was programmed to make this. Now
Mm-hmm.
you tell, okay, I've been now, it's been 10 years, you're doing this machine. Hey, machine, now you do something else. No ways the machine is going to do something else. It is only going to do what it has been doing. So you cannot expect a mind to just change. Mind doesn't change. It's
Mm-hmm.
the intelligence that first changes, and then that intelligence that has changed passes on that change, the program that has happened to the mind, and then the mind has to then work on the new program, they update, the upgrade has come. And then that is why training is the only and only way. And is it that one training a person changes? No,
Mhm.
sir. That is why we say, come, attend meetings, attend trainings, keep yourself as a student all your life, because you don't know which person's what word when is going to change you. Once that intelligence in you is going to change, your mind is going to change.
Hmm.
And that's why we have to consistently be a part of training systems.
Hmm. Great. This is something clears a lot of things because it was always actually this people might have experienced that why is this change not happening, because the change mind cannot be like creative, why are they not creating and all of these things, because but how do you like, is there a way you can identify and look at that this aspect of me, what like this is mind's creativity and this is intelligence creativity when you're trying
Mind
to
is not creative, Dhruv.
huh?
No, no, no.
No, no, but
Mind
when
is
they are trying to
repetitive.
be creative, it, and then this mind is being repetitive. So even Santosh sir is here. So he's saying something. Mind is repetitive, laborious, intelligence, brain is creative, amazing, sir. Okay.
Yeah, so it's your intelligence. Intelligence comes through experience. Experience comes through experiments. Experiments going into the unknown.
Hmm, hmm, hmm,
You
hmm,
cannot say, "Oh, I have done it 5 years back. I was able to, let's say, because now Santosh sir is here. I'll tell, 5 years
hmm,
back, I was able to recruit 100 people. I can do it." Hello, sir. 5 years is gone. The time has passed.
hmm,
The you has changed. Now go and recruit one and show.
hmm,
Things change. You have to approach your new time with new creative aspects, and then make sure that you are able to consistently do this new change in you to bring about the same results that you got before, or better results than before. So change is going to be there, but not in terms of your efforts. Change is here in the terms of your applying intelligence. Now with AI coming in, with
hmm,
tools
hmm,
like social media coming in, so many things. Be intelligently creative to create repetitive loops where your performance becomes effortless, where you are able to get results. If you can do that, nothing like it.
yeah, I think so. I'm trying to put Santosh sir on the screen as
Sandesh
well.
sir is already online. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, is he mute? Yeah, I think so. Anyways.
But he's typing now.
Hmm, hmm,
He
hmm, hmm.
he's in what we call a silence mode.
ओके, ओके। दी
बोलो
शांति
बोलो
On
सर,
on
क्या? सर, आज सुनने को बहुत अच्छा मिला है कि माइंड को काम पे लगाना चाहिए और ब्रेन
yeah.
में कुछ तो विचार करना चाहिए। हम समझ नहीं
Yes.
पा रहे थे, माइंड से विचार करने जा रहे थे। बहुत
Ah.
बहुत अच्छा सुनने को मिला सर, थैंक यू।
So yeah. So Dhruv, it's all about the loops.
हुँ,
How do
हुँ,
you
हुँ,
find out कि ये मेरा loop है, ये मेरा pattern है?
हुँ,
वो loop और pattern तुझे बताएगा ये मेरा mind है.
हुँ, हुँ, हुँ,
जैसे सांसें होती है ना, why do we go and focus on the breath? Breath is a loop. सांस अंदर जा रही बाहर आ रही, अंदर जा रही बाहर आ रही, सारा जिंदगी भर वही करता है,
हुँ,
क्योंकि ये माइंड का काम है.
हुँ, हुँ,
समझ में है? दिस इज द जॉब ऑफ द माइंड. सो टू ओनली गेट एक्सेस टू द माइंड इज थ्रू द ब्रेथ. देयर इज नो अदर वे.
हुँ, हुँ, हुँ,
यू अंडरस्टूड? वहां
हुँ,
से जाके जब ये बदलता है तो तेरा माइंड बदल गया.
हुँ,
समझ में? एक लूप
हुँ,
बदला, तेरा माइंड बदला.
हुँ, हुँ,
माइंड
हुँ,
मतलब मशीन अपग्रेड, मशीन चेंज.
हुँ,
फैक्ट्री वही है,
हुँ, हुँ,
लेकिन अब फैक्ट्री की मशीनें बदल गई, साला प्रोडक्शन बदल गया.
हुँ, हुँ,
समझ में? हाईटेक बन गया.
हुँ,
ऐसा इंसान है ना. समझ
हुँ,
में? So it's all about training. Again, I tell you that this chapter tells you that wherever you set
दिस
up a training system in any organization where you respect training, where you value training, where you make sure that everything that is there has to be shared with people. Like I'll tell you, I went to a nice restaurant here. It's called the Feast of India,
हुँ,
and
हुँ,
this particular restaurant is being run by a chef. And
हुँ,
this chef came down to us while we were just ordering and we were eating our dish. He came and he said, "Hello, sir. I am the chef here, the head chef, and I also run this restaurant." I said, "How are you having an experience?" I said, "Good experience. Nice it is." "No, sir. I would like to tell you how we make our food. This food that you're eating is made in only one spoonful of ghee, not any kind of oil. There is no oil in it. Sir, we are telling you, we do not cook in any of the aluminum or steel vessels. Everything is copper based. You can go and visit our kitchen, sir. And he was keeping on adding points. I'm like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, suddenly the food we were eating, the taste we were taking, suddenly we identified a taste which we never imagined because somebody brought in intelligence in us. And suddenly the loop of our conditional eating changed because
Mm-hmm.
our awareness changed, because somebody gave an insight into it. This is exactly what happens in training. When you listen to a speaker, a trainer, you might be the most successful leader, but somebody comes on the stage, might speak for 1 hour, but in that 1 hour, that 1 minute sentence that he says, and that's the trigger that happens, and our life changes. So we don't know. The best thing is that your mind will only know when it listens, when it sees, when it experiences. Only then will it change. Without that, it continues what it has been ordered to continue. It does not change otherwise. Understood? So this chapter is another very important part of the Diamond Sutra that teaches us that you need to always train yourself, always upgrade yourself, always be ready to listen to others, see things around, and inculcate every learning whatsoever without any differentiation, without any discrimination.
Thank you so much. But I think so that as this journey is continuing, somewhere down the line where our study is becoming more repetitive and everything, for the applied intelligence part, maybe we'll have to go into proper training of this book, because this first seemed like it's just an ancient book. What are you about to do? Just share it, for the sake, because for the respect of it. But this is actually a training manual, a training manual for the trainers, like how do you train. So amazing. Thank you so much for sharing these insights with us. And maybe if you can share now, like in the end, we would like you to share some essence out of this, so we can like a take home message, and then after we can call this session off.
Yeah. So the idea, again, I would like to tell you that remember this, that to be trained and to train, these are the two skills that make a great leader. Okay. Because when you talk about a trainer walks on two paths. Like a train travels on a path, right? The two rails.
Hmm.
So when you have two parallels that work together, so when we always say peace and prosperity, if these are the two parallels that you can get your trains and your trainings and yourself being trained in, then you'll realize that it's very important that there has to be a point where you're satisfied. There has to be a point where you're not satisfied. With satisfaction, you're happy. With not being satisfied, you put in an extra effort to bring more happiness and joy in your life. So once you know this, you'll know that every step I take, climbing up, one I secure myself on one step, the other I explore the another step. So one is to hold on to, the other one is to explore on to. And if you can continue this, the journey of moving forward will always be there. And like a practice of shunya, samatha vipassana will be like the screw that will drive you through any and every problem. And so make sure that you train yourself any means. Watch videos, find teachers, listen to people who speak, read books, whatsoever it is, but make sure your mind is always upgraded.
Yep. Thank you. That was a great closing message and the essence we can take with us. And that was it. Thank you so much, Rajesh sir, for sharing your time and all the viewers. Now we'll end this session here. But it was an amazing session and a great way to start a day. And and now you guys have, so we end the Sutra Talks in this session. But like another way of like, here you will be joined with some great teachers who are out there, and the text which is there, and book which was written, like now you know what how Diamond Sutra is. So there are the Shunya talks also going on. So at 8:30 a.m. you can join for the Hindi one, and 10 a.m. you can join for the English one. And there you have a great teacher like Dr. Lim, and Rajesh sir is also there. So hope so you guys make sure you don't miss out on this chance and get it and just use it for yourself. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye
Namaste
bye.
and bye bye.
Bye bye.